Meghan, I mean, you've worked with so many different businesses, you help them in so many different ways, but there's a lot of new businesses that have kind of popped up through the pandemic. So we want you here just to kind of help those businesses, give them some tips, some free pointers, get off the ground and
get running. Yeah. No, I think a lot of people have made that career choice to decide to start, their own business. And I think one of the first things that I always tell small businesses when they're getting started is to make sure that you actually hire a professional to develop your brand and your logo. I can't tell you how many people come to me and they want me to start doing their social media, or they want me to do their website, and they don't have a set of branding guidelines, or they don't have a vectorized logo file, and we have to kind of take some steps back in order to take the next step forward. So I know it seems like a small thing. People just want to get their storefronts open. They just want to get out there and offer their product or service, but taking a moment to do that brand is really like the first critical piece.
So you just said 2 words there that I've never even heard of. Vectorize something.
Yes.
Can you explain that for us?
So I don't expect anyone to know what vectorize is. It's basically the type of file that you want your logo to come in so that it is editable. And it's just a graphic design term, and that's usually the response we get when we say that. So that's why it's always important.
I mean, that's why you're the expert.
Right? Yeah. And so, once you have that brand in place, you really want to make sure you have a strong digital presence. So a lot of people skip websites these days because they think social is the only place they need to be, and social is critically important, but having that website, particularly if you're the type of product that people can purchase online, you can have e-commerce, but it really does help validate your business. And not everyone has social media.
Right.
Most people do, but not everyone does. And if you're going to exclusively use social media, you probably have to be on all the platforms, which isn't going to be great in terms of like the amount of resources and time you need to manage that. So starting with a good website and strong digital presence is really key.
I mean, that's something anytime anybody comes on the show, I say, okay, what's your website? What's your social media? Because it really is important. I mean, at this point, I feel like if someone doesn't have a website, are they even real?
Right, and that's absolutely true. People are like, oh, if this, if it's a restaurant or something, and people are like, oh, they don't have a website, I'm not sure I want to go there. But the social media piece is important too. I'm not saying website over social. You really do nowadays have to have both. Social media is how people are making decisions on how they're spending the day, where they're going for vacation, who they're going to hire, where they're shopping for clothing, where they're going to get their hair done. So making sure that you have the amount of time or staff or resources to have some good social media content is really key.
Well, I think also a lot of businesses now, they'll use things like Groupon, or they'll use different tools to kind of bring people in, but social media is huge.
It is.
People in.
Honestly, I always say pick 1 or 2 platforms that your audience aligns with. Like if your clientele is, female, ages 20 to 50, like you probably want to be on Instagram. Pick one and do it really well. You don't have to be on every single platform. Just pick one and do it well.
And if you're young people, of course, it's all about TikTok.
Oh, it is, but TikTok it's still like an entertainment app. Like I've been trying to talk to a lot of small businesses about trying to do something else really well before you jump onto TikTok, because you have to be like an entertainer to be on there and doing it effectively. But it is up and coming for businesses.
It definitely is. And it's great for brands. I mean, what's funny is, so I have a larger Facebook presence because a lot of people that watch TV are also on Facebook. So on TikTok, me and Mario do these dances. Nobody cares.
They will, though.
The 15-year-old girls out there are like, we do not care about this dance. The people on Facebook love it.
They
we'll
love
get like 1,000 likes in 15 seconds, So it's all about just reaching your audience. And I know that's something you're able to do for people. So maybe if there's some businesses out here that want your help, where can they go?
So they can go to our website, which is chickmedia.us, CHIK media.us, or you can find us on all of the social media platforms. We're there too.
Amazing. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.